Caledon residents have gathered at the Caledon Public Library for its annual Afternoon of Remembrance. This year's event featured Holocaust survivor Faigie Libman, one of the only child survivors from the war. She says if it hadn't been for her mother, she would have never been alive.
If my mother spoke, you listened. One day, my mother is waking me. I have permission to take me to work. And I went with my mother. Trucks came, took away all the children. I was the only child left in that camp.
Her mother disguised Libman as a 12-year-old, allowing her to work. All of her friends had been killed. Coordinator for Afternoon of Remembrance, Patricia Duffy, had come across Libman's story and knew she had to have Libman speak. This is the first year Duffy's gotten someone from outside of Caledon, but says Libman's story is too important for the community not to hear.
The story needs to be heard. She needs to tell it, and we need to listen, and we need to retell that story. We need to let people know that hatred only leads to evil, and that we have to stand up against it.
Libman works with Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies, a nonprofit human rights organization dedicated to standing against hatred. They travel all across Canada to educate people on the World War II and the hatred behind it. The center's director of education, Sarah Greenfield, says survivors like Libman help get the point across.
We love her. She's one of our best. We work with a number of Holocaust survivors. The workshops that we do involve some firsthand testimony from Holocaust survivors. And again, it's maintaining that personal connection. It's hearing from someone who actually went through this and who suffered in such tremendous ways that really resonates typically with the audience.
Although the event is targeted toward people ages 50 and plus, a group of children sat front row. Libman says it's especially important for the youth to know the cause of the Holocaust.
I go from school to school, especially young people, to tell them I wear a ribbon and it says, "Stand together against hatred." Young people have to know what hatred did.
Duffy agrees with Libman. She says our future depends on the youth of today.
They're our future. They're our society's future. They have to know what's happened. If you don't understand your history, you have to repeat it.
Because Libman was just a child during the Holocaust, Greenfield says she's the perfect fit to speak to children on behalf of Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies.
Faigie's especially good with young kids. She was only about 9 years old when the war started, so we're incredibly grateful to have her involved.
Despite Libman's traumas as a child, she stays positive. She says she's been treated well in Canada, and for that, she's thankful.
I'm an optimist, and I'm grateful for what I have, and I thank being alive, because from moment to moment, I was not supposed to be here.
Duffy says she thinks this will bring the community together this Remembrance Day.
Any opportunity that we have as a community to get together is a strengthening act. When we gather in strength.
Libman is spending her Remembrance Day with family, but says everyone will hear her sing Canada's national anthem proudly. Coletta, Guelph News.